welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be taking a look at a little 6x6 puzzle today called Moving Day, ? By the Pedaling Pianist. I'm not sure whether the Pedaling Pianist might be at our live episode of Cracking the Cryptic at the weekend. I think maybe. If so, Stuart, maybe I'll see you there. But if not, I'm still going to try your puzzle anyway. Maverick's about to fly over, so forgive the aeroplane noise we're about to hear. Now, this puzzle's been requested by a few people, that's it. That's all I can really tell you about it. I had a look at it on Logic Masters Germany, expecting to see a sort of enormous approval rating, and there was no rating at all. So I can't really advise you much about it. I have read the rules before I turned on the webcam. They are quite mad, quite mad. And you can see there's really not much going on in the grid, but these lines have both modular and entropic properties. And if you don't know what that means, do not worry. I will explain everything. Well, at least I will try to in a moment or two's time. Let me give you a little bit of notice about a couple of things that are happening soon. Thursday night, it looks like, is going to be our night for streaming this week. Mark's son has a house party going on, so tonight was not going to be a good night. I think Mark's worried about actually being recovered in time for tomorrow. So Thursday is going to be the night that we're going to try and stream more Temezi. That's the idea, which is this sort of hex cells variant. We had a lot of fun with it last time, so we're going to continue our journey through that game. Love to have your company at 10 o'clock as usual, UK time. Other than that, the only other thing I wanted to mention is that coming up on the 1st of November, we have a brand new Sudoku hunt competition, and this one has been set by the Skunk Works, and it is Duality 2, so it's the sequel to what was a very popular hunt last time. And the idea of these duality puzzles is they contain lines in the grid, and the lines take two common Sudoku constraints and combine them, hence duality. We've been testing the puzzles over the last few days, and they are absolutely brilliant. So this is an extremely high quality offering, as always, from the Skunk Works, and as a sort of teaser for that pack coming out, we have released for free over on Patreon the first duality pack. So if you want to warm up, do check that out. We hope you'll enjoy it. Now let's do some announcements. I've got a few of these to do today. Let's start with Stephen. Stephen, it's your birthday today. I know this because your wife Alex wrote to us and told us that you are planning to be in Stratford on Sunday. We're going to meet so many people that we've sort of only had virtual interactions with. I think Stephen is known in the Sudoku community as Questionable Compensation, and I've seen you in many of our streams, Stephen, so thank you for watching those. And actually, your wife mentioned that you had a puzzle that you'd submitted to the channel. I know that has been blessed by the testers. I don't know whether Mark will have a chance to do it today. As I was preparing to do the video and noting down the birthdays, I did check out that puzzle. I noted it had been passed, so I sent a note to Mark saying, could you do it today? But with the house party going on, I'm not sure if he's already recorded today's video. So I shouldn't have got your hopes up, but it might be today. It might be. I don't know. Next, Fiona. We had a very amusing email from your sister Jenny, who told us that you would be spending your birthday today, probably on a muddy walk with your dogs, and having spent a lifetime avoiding anything remotely mathematical, you are now trying to solve the puzzles that we feature on the channel, which is, I think this is a tremendous thing about these variant Sudoku puzzles. They enthuse people about especially things like maths and logic in a way that, previously many people would have just disregarded. And it all seems achievable, doesn't it, when you look at these small little grids. Anyway, I was very amused, Fiona, to hear your sister Jenny describe how she had a childhood fear, which was developed as a result of you pretending to be a velociraptor from Jurassic Park. I'd like to see the video. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be none of that today. I hope, Fiona, you have a great day with lots and lots of chocolate cake, of course. This next one's lovely as well. Michael, your fiancée Sarah wrote to us, and the two of you, I know it's your birthday today, but the two of you got engaged last week, and Sarah was kind enough not just to send me a photo, which I will share with everybody. Here we go. Getting engaged. You may say, well, where are they? Well, they've just been skydiving, and there's a video on the internet of the two of them doing, I presume it must be your first skydives. I don't know why anyone would skydive twice, but the video is really brilliant. I actually, if I remember, I will put a link to it. I hope that's okay. But it's a lovely video for many reasons. And Michael and Sarah, many congratulations on your engagement. Michael, congratulations on your birthday. I hope you get chocolate cake today, and thank you very much for watching the channel. Next, Sulef. Is it Sulaf or Sulef? Oh, I'm not sure. Sulef, I think. Your brother Eamon wrote to us and said that you would really like to watch the videos because you really like puzzles, but you're worried your English might not be good enough to watch. I'm sure it is. Well, anyway, Sulef, I hope that you have an absolutely brilliant birthday today with, of course, a large slice of chocolate cake. Now, the last birthday is Kaola. Kaola's turned 28 today, and Kaola sent us one of these emails that we get from time to time that really, they're really very moving. And I'm going to read you that email, if that's all right. So I'm going to spend a moment or two. Hopefully, I might have to move this on my screen as I read, but I will do my best to read it. So this is the email Kaola sent us. I'll be turning the triangular number for 7 this trip around the sun, and I tend to get a bit introspective around this time. And given that I'm in a time of change, I figured I would take a chance to give a gift to others. And so, if you have time, I request that you read this email in a video, as I think there are a lot of people watching who need to hear this, much as I once did. I have autism spectrum disorder, ASD. I was diagnosed in the early stages of life, and in the early stages of understanding what it meant to be autistic. It was back in a time where autism meant you liked repetition, were unable to learn like other kids, and couldn't make friends, and that was the extent most people understood or cared to understand. I grew up hearing that I'd never be anything, that I would never accomplish anything meaningful. I was told my best chance at life was to find someone to support me financially. It was a time where it was something you just didn't talk about, like it was something shameful. I never hid my disorder, and people look at you differently when you tell them you have autism. Even people who've known you for a while get a certain look in their eyes, like you've become a stranger, or maybe just strange. Even into my early teens, I was told not to have dreams or aspirations by peers and adults alike. I was told that I was setting myself up for disappointment because I just wasn't capable of the skills needed to achieve them. They were wrong. And so now that I'm in my final semester of community college and about to go to university for graphic design, I find myself in a terrifying time of my life. A time of my life I was told I could never reach, a time of change and uncertainty that makes it easy to get lost in the anxiety that comes with it. I found the channel back in late 2020, or maybe early 2021. I just know I've watched every day since, and it gave me some much-needed comfort during the long hours of doing homework or on nights when I lay awake worrying. It gave me hope that there's no such thing as an interest too small to connect to others, to make a part of your life. Hope is the last bastion of man, the unstoppable object, the immovable wall. And sometimes we forget that hope can come from the little things, like a puzzle, a video, or just a stranger who can say they understand. Because sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else. That they were wrong about you and about what you can do. Sometimes you just need to hear from someone else that even if we've never met, and even if we never will, you have at least one person who believes in you. I wrote a short poem at the beginning of the semester, and since you do enjoy poetry, I figured I'd share that as well, though you don't have to read this in the video if you think it might make the message a bit too long. Well, I would like to read it. I like the poem, so let me try and do it justice. When the lights are so bright that I cannot breathe, I cannot hear, and the only way out of it is with unvoiced cries and unshed tears, I flee to the inside, away from that painful world, to forget the tightened muscles with toes and fingers curled. And I like to watch Mother Nature as she walks with Father Time, to follow as they wander and tend the garden of my mind. Happy birthday, Kaola, and thank you for taking the time to write to us. I'm pretty certain that message will have resonated with many, many people who watch this video. It certainly resonated with me. And with that, let us try and solve a puzzle. Let's try and make a video. Let's have a look at Moving Day by The Pedaling Pianist, and I will read you the rules. They are as follows. Select 6 different digits from the set 1 to 9. Use these 6 digits only to fill every cell such that a digit does not repeat in a row, column, or box. So I think sometimes this is called mean minying or mean mini. So the idea is that we have to identify, imagine we pick the numbers 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Then every row, every column, and every box would have to just contain those digits. So there would be no 4, 5s, or 6s in the grid at all. So we'd be playing Sudoku, but with the digits 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. But part of the task of these mean mini puzzles is to work out what the set of digits is that we're going to have to use to fill the puzzle in. Right, grey lines are entropic and modular, i.e., every 3-cell sequence on a line must contain a digit from 1, 2, 3, 1 from 4, 5, 6, and 1 from 7, 8, 9. So that's the entropic rule. Also, these digits must include 1 from 1, 4, 7, 1 from 2, 5, 8, and 1 from 3, 6, 9. So it's quite bonkers, this. It's quite bonkers. So we have to make sure the lines do double duty. Oh, hang on, there's more rules. Both indicated diagonals have the same sum. Oh, right, okay. So those 3 digits, let's just give those a colour. Those 3 digits are going to add up to the same as those 5 digits. So that's something we're going to have to major on. The inequality sign points to the lower digit. So that digit is lower than that digit. Oh yeah, and there's this bonkers rule at the end. It says any 5 in the grid must have a 1 directly above it, or a 9 directly below it, or both. So I love the wording of that. Any 5 in the grid, because there might not be a 5 in the grid. But what that rule is doing there, if there is no 5 in the grid, is really quite funny. But when we find a 5 in the grid, there's going to be a 1 above it. So say that was a 5. Either that would be a 1, or that would be a 9, or both of those things would be true. I mean, it's crazy. It's a completely mad rule set. do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I can't really comment. I suspect this is hard because that's why it's being requested. But I don't know because Logic Masters Germany is not revealing how hard this is. So what we're going to have to presumably do, these lines are all 4 cells, aren't they? So there's a repeat of the modularity or entropy of the tips. What I mean by that is, let's look at this square for a second. Now this cell, let's just think about modularity to start with. So Mark often describes modularity as being, actually, because I'm looking now at Sven's software, the keyboard from Sven's software on the screen, on the right hand side of the screen, and you've got 147 in the left hand column, 258 in the middle column, and 369 in the right hand column. So they are the 3 modular sets, aren't they? So we have to make sure that each set of 3 digits along this line contains 1 from each of those sets. But then, so imagine this, so obviously this will be different modularity from green, this will be different modularity from purple and green, because we have to have 1 of each modularity in these 3. But then look at that section of 3 cells, purple, blue, this must be green again, mustn't it? Now, yeah, but okay, but all of that logic also applies obviously to entropy, which is the other way of slicing the digital keyboard. So we have to have 1 digit from 1, 2, 3, which is the top row, 1 digit from 4, 5, 6, which is the second row, 1 digit from 7, 8, 9, which is the third row. So this shading that I've done also applies. So it applies to vertical and horizontal shading. Yes, okay, so it's sort of coordinating a digit, isn't it? Yeah. So what that actually means is that green is not just from the same modularity or the same entropy. It's actually just the same digit. And yeah, the way I'm seeing that is sort of by yeah, maybe an example would help, because I'm seeing it by the geometry of the digital keypad, which is mad. Let's make this a 7. Now, if it's a 7, let's go to this digit. We know this must be from the same modular set, 1, 4, or 7, but we know it must also be from the same entropic set, which is the 7, 8, 9 set. So the only digit that meets both of those criteria is the same digit, 7. So that's sort of a practical example of why I think these digits must be the same. So what that is going to mean is that all of these tipped digits are the same as all, well, like that one is the same as that one, that one's the same as that one, that one's the same as that one, etc. I'm just going to have a look at what that looks like. Just bear with me for a moment, if you don't mind. Blue, purple, what should we go? Yellow, orange. Yes, okay, so these are also the same, aren't they? I'll make those grey. They must be the same, because in each row we've got the same digits. And those digits are the same as those digits. So those are 5 different digits, but they're the same in each case. So that digit must be the leftover digit, sort of by Sudoku. I mean, it's outrageous being made to do Sudoku, but I think that is sort of right. Now, is it going to be possible to use these? These have to have the same sum, don't they? Let's draw a little line in to remind us of that. So those 3 digits add up to the same as those 5 digits. Now, if we got anything coincident, no. I was hoping I might be able to cross out a colour or something like that. Yeah, I mean, for example, I mean, it's not the case, but imagine this had been blue. Then we'd have had blue on both lines. So we could have removed it effectively from both sides of the equation. I'm thinking of these lines as equations. Those 3 digits equal those 5 digits, or the sum of those 3 equals the sum of these 5. Sorry, hang on a sec. I don't understand what I've got to do. I'm going to remove those lines now. They are not helping me. Grey. All the digits appear on a line. That shouldn't be surprising, should it? I'm just noticing grey. Grey does appear on a line, so all the digits do appear on lines in the puzzle. Yeah, okay. I don't even know if this is relevant. I'm just going to say it though. Imagine there aren't that, yeah, okay, there are not that many sets of digits that can appear on these lines. Because I'm doing that from the keyboard geometry. Imagine 1 was on the line somewhere. Then what you can do, you know that then there cannot be, so say that this was a 1. The next 2 digits then, what can they be from? Well, they can't be from the same modular or entropic set. So you can just imagine, look at the 1 on the keyboard. You then know that these digits cannot be from 2, 3 or 4, 7, can they? So they have to be from the set, the 5, 6, 8, 9, 2 by 2 on your keyboard. And then whichever one of those you pick, you're going to eliminate all but one of the others. So say you put 6 on. Say this was a 1, and then you decided for some reason this was a 6. Well then, again, once you've put the 6 in, you can sort of put take a T pentomino off the keyboard, and you're only left with the digit 8. So if 1... Yeah, what was there? Was a funny rule. 1's 5. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a funny rule about 1's, 5's, and 9's, and 1, 5, and 9 can absolutely be on the same one of these lines. That would be a valid entropic and modular sequence. But yes, so for any digit that we identify as being on one of these lines, there are only 2 possible combinations that we could combine it with. So again, what I'm saying there is, imagine this was 1, then I know these 2 digits are either from the 6-8 combination, or they're from the 5-9 combination. We can do this really quickly. If that's a 2, just chop out the T associated with the 2. So take out the top row and take out the middle row of your number pad. You can see the digits left are 4, 7, 6, and 9. And we have to select ones that are not in the same T. So if 2 is on, it's either with 4, 9 or 6, 7. If 3 is in, it's either with 4, 8 or 5, 7. So they are the 6 sets of digits that we can possibly construct these sequences from. So actually, hang on a moment. So is this might be wrong, but I'm going to try it. Is it wrong I'm not sure about this, but what I was going to say is, if we put green on orange's line, so you see by Sudoku, green is in one of those squares. If you put green on orange's line, don't we get ourselves into a pickle? So green is it's either on orange's line or it's not. Let's just imagine for a moment it's on orange's line. So green and orange are forming one of these legitimate line patterns. Well, we're going to get into trouble here if we put orange on green's line, aren't we? Because we know that if you stabilize the positions on our number pad of 2 of the digits, then the third one is forced for that entropic set. So let's say, let's use the 159 example again. Imagine that we said that this was 1, and we decided that orange was 5. My question is, what digit completes these lines? Is there a choice? Could we put 8 here and 9 here, for example? Or would these be the same? Well, they would be the same. Just chop up your number pad. Once 1 and 5 have been used up, there is only one possible digit that will meet both criteria of being modularly related and entropically related from the other set. Both of those digits would be 9. So, but that, does that mean? No, it doesn't quite. No, because what we could perhaps do, imagine these were 1, and then we didn't put orange. We put orange in the different set. We put orange on the yellow line. Is that possible? So now orange is part of 2 different modular sets in the puzzle. That doesn't feel like it can possibly work, because orange is part of a set of digits. Hang on, let me just think about this for a second. If this is correct, can this possibly be right? My feeling is no, but I'm actually not now sure. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is it possible that any one number in this puzzle is part of 2 different line combinations? So again, let's get rid of the 1 for a moment here. Or is that, maybe I need to restore it, I'm not sure. Let's just think about the number 1. So say 1 was on a line. No, I want to say that 1 is on 2 lines in this puzzle, and that those lines have different constituents. Is that ever possible in this puzzle? No, it's not. No, it's not, for the following reason. Let's use 1 again. If 1 is on a line, then we know it partners up either with 5 and 9 or with 6 and 8. So let's make it partner up once with 1, 5, 9. And I'm saying, what if 1 was part of 2 different sequences? Well, the only other sequence it could be part of, if it's got 1, 5, if there's a 1, 5, 9 and a 1, 6, 8, these would be the 2 sequences that 1 was party to. Now, look at your number pads. We've now identified 5 different digits in this Sudoku, 1, 5, 9 and 6 and 8. I've got to introduce one further line, one further digit. There are 6 digits in this Sudoku, and the extra digit I'm introducing is from 2, 3, 4 or 7. But I have to then be able to make one of these modular sets and entropic sets from that introduced digit, using only the digits 1, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And you could see, let's for example say I brought in a 2. Well, then I definitely need a 4 or a 7. And I haven't got one. If I brought in a 3, I definitely need a 4 or a 7. If I bring in a 4, I need a 2 or a 3. And if I bring in a 7, I need a 2 or a 3. I'm doing this entirely by just staring at my number pad. So, what that might... Right, I'm going to just take out my shadings now, because that is a more general point, perhaps, than my shading indicated. So what I'm now saying is that any number that we put in these positions, it has a unique line constituency within it. It's part of one possible combination within the confines of the puzzle. Right, so the 6 digits that we're going to put on lines in this puzzle are going to use sort of 2 of... Yeah, there's going to be something like... I don't know, 1, 6, 8 might be... Let's do an example. So there's going to be one... Let's say 1, 6, 8 was one of the combinations. And let's say... Whoops. 2, 4, 9 was another combination. And these were both used in the puzzle. They are both valid. Staring at my number pad again. 1, 6, 8 is valid. 2, 4, 9 is valid. So the other set, which will be a valid set, won't it? 3, 5, and 7. That will make no appearance. I don't even know if this is actually helpful. So I know all I've now proved is that the digits that aren't in the puzzle form a valid entropic and modular set. Pedaling Pianist, you are a very strange individual. Why on earth were you thinking about this? I really don't understand. Okay, but no, can I not go back to my original idea then? Yeah, I must be able to, because now, okay. So now, if I do put green on orange's line, that really doesn't work this time. Yeah, because if I put green on orange's line, we now know that orange and green are sort of partnered up in an indelible union in this puzzle. So there must be an orange on the green line. And if there's an orange on the green line, we're going to run into trouble, because the orange will go there, and these 2 digits will have to be the same digit, because we've got 2 of the same modular entropic set on the same lines. Okay, all right. Well, that's good. So that means that's green. There we go. We've got to do... Okay, I can do that on the other side. I can do that on the other side, can't I? I can't put purple on blue's line. Purple goes there. There we go. Now, do we get any... Okay, no, it's better. It's better than that. Orange can't go on green's line for the same reason that green couldn't go on orange's line. If we put orange... Yeah, that's got to be right. That's totally and utterly forced. So the same is going to be true here. Blue can't go on purple's line, so blue goes here. Well, now I've got a line. Now I've got a line. Yellow. Look at that line. That line's full up. So yellow goes with orange and blue. So wherever we see... Oh, this is going to do the middle row, I think. Because now we know that one line in this puzzle is yellow, blue, orange. So I've got orange there. So I need to put blue and yellow on its line. So that's blue and that's yellow. And I've got blue on this one. So that needs to have yellow and orange. And by Sudoku we can fill it in. Now, okay, so the other line that must exist in the puzzle is going to have green. It's going to be a green, purple, grey line. Green or green I can place on that one. So, oh, it's just Sudoku, isn't it? Okay, so we just do Sudoku now. Look at that, I've done it. Well, when I say I've done it, that is an extremely loose way of describing where I am in the puzzle. But I have completed the shading of 4 rows. Now, oh no, I can get grey. That's grey by Sudoku. Yellow goes here by Sudoku. I would be absolutely delighted. Actually, it may work. I was going to say I would be absolutely delighted if I could shade the whole thing. I haven't put 2 greens in those boxes. There we go. It's going remarkably well. That's grey. That's yellow. I'm just doing Sudoku. I know it's against my better judgment to do this. That's blue. And I haven't put 2 purples in. There we go. I've actually now shaded the puzzle. I still have no clue how these numbers resolve themselves, but somehow or other they must do. And I know that orange is bigger than grey. Okay, so let's return to our earlier position. What is going on these lines? Can we eliminate anything at all? We have got oranges on both. Look, that orange is on that line as well. So, is there any other coincidence? Oh, no, yeah. Purple is on both. So purple and orange are going to cancel out mathematically. And we're going to end up with blue. Blue is the sum of green, yellow, and grey. So those sum up to blue. So blue is at least 6 then. Because it's the sum of 3 different numbers and 3 different Sudoku numbers. 1, 2, and 3 are the minimum, so this must be at least a 6. So let's put that in. 6, 7, 8, 9. Blue is 6, 7, 8, 9 wherever it appears. And I suppose I might as well, I mean it might be overkill, but I'm going to do it because I might need to. I'm going to fill in all the options for these 3 digits. None of these could be a 7, because if they were 7, in order to keep this down to a single digit total, the other 2 digits would have to be both equal to 1, and these are definitely 3 different digits. They're 3 different colours. So now what do we do? I don't know actually. Okay, I can get rid of 6. I can get rid of 6 from blue, because what I'm seeing here is that if we look at these 3 cells, green, yellow, and grey. Now, green and grey are on the same line, so they cannot share. Actually, this is really interesting. This is really important, isn't it? What I was going to say is they cannot share entropy, and but that's just plainly true. They cannot share entropy. But they also can't share modularity. I think I might be able to get rid of 7 here as well. I can definitely get rid of 6, because for this to be 6, these have to be a 1, 2, 3 triple, and these 2 squares would then be selected from 1, 2, and 3 on the same line, and that's the same entropic set in consecutive digits. That is not allowed. So this is definitely not 6. Now, what I'm thinking is, if these are 1, 2, and 4, which is the only way they could add up to 7, these squares, these 2 here, would be selected from 1, 2, and 4. Now, oh, they could be 2 and 4, could they? For some reason in my brain, 2 and 4 didn't work, but that's just not true, is it? I thought 2 and 4 were too close together. 1 and 4 couldn't exist here. That is certainly true. Because 1 and 4 are the same modularity. And 1 and 2 couldn't exist. So one of these would be a 4. If this is 7, one of these is a 4, the other is a 2. And okay, so this would be a 4-2 pair. I'm just going to try this out just because I don't have much else to go on. So this would have to be the third. This would be a high digit, wouldn't it? Oh, in fact, just a second. That's just true. From a sorry, I'm being totally inarticulate, but from the point of view of this perspective of this line, these two digits are selected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's no 7, 8, 9 number. So purple is 7, 8, 9. There must be a high digit on every line. So these are definitely low. If this is 7, this is a 2-4 pair. So 2 and 4, this would have to be a 9, wouldn't it? I think. Just looking at my keypad again and doing my carving up of the keypad, I think 2 and 4 here goes with 9. This would be 7. What's the other digit then? So it's the yellow digit would be a 1, wouldn't it? Oh no, hang on, this doesn't work. Well, that's beautiful. Oh, okay, it's that simple. Well, no, this is not simple. This is really not simple, but I can now disprove 7 from being blue, and I'm going to do it. Because if 7 is blue, let's actually put it in because it might be instructive. We know that these 3 digits now have to be 1, 2, and 4. And actually, look at where they go in this box. That's the key. They go into those squares. Now, we've just said these have to not have the same modularity or entropy. The only way that can be achieved is if they are 2, 4. And that makes that a 1. And now 1 and 7, which are of the same modularity, are consecutive on this line. That is not correct. So we can take 7 out. Now, what do we know about these? Well, actually, one thought I had. Yeah, I am going to do this. I had this thought a few minutes ago, but then I got distracted by my naughty brain. But here is my thought. In any sequence of 3 different numbers in Sudoku that adds up to another Sudoku number must always include 2 low digits. And you can see that because when I say 2 low digits, I mean 2 from the lowest entropic set, the 1, 2, 3 set. Because imagine you didn't have 2 from 1, 2, and 3. Well, then the minimum you could make them would be 1, 4, and 5, and 1, 4, and 5 add up to 10. So 2 of these digits are low. Now, those can't be those 2, because they would then be on the same line, consecutive from the same entropic set. So yellow is low, is what we've just proved. That is absolutely forced. So yellow is from 8, 9. So this digit, orange, is 4, 5, or 6 then, isn't it? To be the third leg of entropy. So orange is 4, 5, or 6. Ah, that's so annoying. If that had been like 3 and this had to be 2, that would have been better. I suppose. Well, do we know orange and grey don't share a line? So orange could still be medium-sized, I think. Yellow is low. Oh, I've already got that in. I just haven't put it in into all of its positions. So 1 of green and grey is medium. And 1 of these is low. Somehow or other, this is all resolving itself. This is very, very strange. Sorry, I need to think about this. What is going on? It's got to be something to do with... I don't know, I'm sorry. If this is 8, these 3 digits, let's be very precise, it's those 3 digits would add up to 8. They would have to include a 1. And they would either be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. Now, but no, that's not correct. That's a weird thing. Okay, if this is 8, these digits are not. They're not 1, 2, 5. They'd have to be 1, 3, 4. The way I'm seeing that is that I know the set of digits that are left out of this puzzle, that don't appear at all, form a valid entropic and modular set. Now, that set of digits must include a 2, 5, 8 digit. It must include one of the digits 2, 5 and 8. But if I make this 8 and I make these squares 1, 2 and 5, I've used 2, 5 and 8 in this puzzle. I can't do that. I can't use a complete modular set or a complete entropic set in this puzzle, because then the digits that don't appear in this puzzle wouldn't form a valid combination. So if this is 8, we are looking at these squares being, these squares being 1, 3, 4. Yeah, what's that doing here again? It's all. I think it's all about these 3 squares and making sure they work. Because this would have to be a 4. This would have to be 4, 3. Oh, this is so close to not working. Hang on, let me just think about this. In fact, let's do it slowly, because I think I need to. I think it's probably worthy of being done slowly, because it's complicated. If this is 8, what I've said is, and I think it's correct, these squares have to be 1, 3 and 4 to add up to 8. There are only 2 ways of adding up to 8 with different Sudoku digits. We've proved why 1, 2, 5 doesn't work, so it must be 1, 3, 4. That means in this world, these digits here are from 1, 3 and 4, but think about those 2. They must have a medium digit on there, mustn't they? Because they can't both be low, they're on the same line, too close to each other. So one of these is 4. Now the other one can't be 1 then, because 4 and 1 are from the same modular set. So these would be 3 and 4, and this would be, and yellow would become a 1, wherever it lived. Now, does that break for some weird and wonderful reason? I don't know is the answer off the top of my head. We'd have a 1, 6, 8 set. Oh, I mean, we have a 1, 6, 8 set, I think. 3 and 4. Oh, no. Ah, no, it's simple. Ah, I've done it. You don't think about that at all. What you do is you look at your number pad. That's all you have to do. Okay, so we're in this position and we've worked out this is a 3-4 pair. Now look at your number pad. If 3 and 4 are on a line, what is the only digit that can combine with 3 and 4? 8. Well, I can't put 8 there because I'm putting 8 there by the maths of this weird puzzle. So this is wrong. So I've now got huge digitage. I've got 9 as blue. It's the only option. Boom. Right. Oh, this is so clever and weird. Right. So now I can't repeat the modularity. Yellow now, wherever it appears, can't be 3, can it? Because 3 and 9 share modularity. Orange, wherever it appears, can't include 6. That's putting more pressure on this digit. Look. So that's the grey digit. The grey digit is now no bigger than 4. And where are we up to? Where are we up to with what's going on in terms of... Oh, there was the other rule as well. That's it. That's it. I've done it. Oh my goodness. I did that. Actually, I'm very pleased because I feel like I sort of deserved an easy win. Because everything to this point has been brutal. But there is an easy win available now. Because of the last sentence of the rules. Any 5 in the grid must have a 1 directly above it, or a 9 directly below it, or both. How could orange be 5 in that position? That cannot have a 1 above it, and it cannot have a 9 below it. It cannot be 5. So this is 4. Ah, bobbins. 4 is orange. Now, that means that yellow is 2, because otherwise 1 and 4 would be from the same modular set. It's weird, because normally in Sudoku you could now fill it in, but I still don't even know the digits I'm meant to be using. I do know... Oh, this is 1 or 3, so grey is 1 or 3. I'm going to definitely put that in. Grey is 1 or 3. But surely we know... Okay, let's go back to it's these 3. So these 2 digits add up to 7. So this is now a middly digit. And it can't... Oh, okay. If this was 3, that would be a 4 and it would clash. So it must be 1 in grey. And 6 in green. Now, does this work? 1, 2 and 6 is a combination. 1 and 6 are different everything. And 1 and 6 mean this is an 8 by my number pad nonsenses. And that, I think, solves the puzzle. I don't know. I don't know that it does. I'm just going to take a look at it and think about this a bit more. So on this line I've got 21. I have got 21 on the other diagonal. This is bigger than this. On this line I'm looking at 2, 4 and 9. Looking at my number pad, they are beautiful. That is definitely entropic and modular. On this line I've got 1, 6, 8, which are definitely right as well. So the digits I haven't used in the puzzle are 3, 5 and 7, and they are on the other diagonal and perfectly non-aligned. In other words, they do form entropic and modular sets. That's got to be right, hasn't it? Boom! Boom! Your flatmates have moved out. I don't know what that means. What? Moving Day is the title. Your flatmates have moved out. I don't understand. Sorry. I loved the puzzle, though. I don't understand. 12 people have solved it, was it? In a few days. That is sensationally clever and very, very peculiar from the Pedaling Pianist. Everything, really, you could ever desire from a Pedaling Pianist puzzle. Maybe that's what the title of the puzzle... Has Simon gone mad? Because the way I was doing that all throughout it was looking at Sven's number pad on the side of it and then carving it up into T-pentominoes. It helped me. It helped me. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.